Welcome to Pam Jamma's Magical Tales. We post new stories every week, so be sure to subscribe, like, and share to stay updated. If you'd like to support the channel, see sequels, vote on upcoming stories, or even request a custom tale, check out my Patreon. Every bit of support helps bring more magical stories to life. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Diapered and Trending Part 1. Chapter 1, Second Thoughts. The morning heat was already building in the parking lot, even though it wasn't quite 8. The concrete radiated upward, warming Ben's boots as he leaned his back against the brick wall of the shipping warehouse. A half-burned cigarette hung from his lips, smoke drifting toward the pale blue sky. Next to him, Aaron lit his own with a flick of a cheap plastic lighter. He took a drag and tilted his head toward the horizon. "Today's gonna be hotter than 2 rats fucking in a wool sock," he said, looking toward the Waco water tower in the distance. "Wish we had goddamn AC." Ben didn't answer. He was thinking about something else. Aaron glanced down at his phone, thumb swiping across the screen. He stopped, then held it up. "Bro," he said. "You look like a hostage in her last post." Ben looked. It was one of those seasonal shoots she'd set up in a field of flowers. Matching yellow outfits. Sierra all smiles, hip-cocked like a lifestyle ad. "Bro, you look like you're waiting for someone to come pull you out of there like Black Hawk Down," Aaron said. "What's she up to? Like 200 followers?" Ben smirked. "Something like that." Aaron raised an eyebrow. "You okay?" Ben exhaled slowly, smoke curling from his lips. "It's not just the social media," he said after a moment. "There's other stuff." Aaron turned his head. "Like what?" Ben flicked ash from his cigarette. "You gotta keep this to yourself. Come on, we've been brothers since kindergarten. La familia. I got you. Always." Ben nodded. "Lately. She's been asking me to wear diapers." Aaron blinked. "What?" "She says since she can't have kids, her maternal instincts are kicking in," Ben said quietly. "She wants to take care of someone. She says it makes her feel better." Aaron let out a short, awkward laugh. "Damn, that's kinda kinky actually. She got a sister?" "Dude, shut up," Ben said, shaking his head. "Honestly, it's humiliating. I don't feel like a man." Aaron's expression changed. "But what's worse is now she wants me to use them." Aaron held up a hand. "Okay. Bro, stop. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't need to hear that. But seriously, real talk. If she's asking you to do stuff that you aren't vibing with, you gotta say something to her. You never stand up for yourself." Ben looked down at the cracked pavement beneath his boots. "You can't tell anybody this, but I've been wondering if we are right for each other." A long silence passed. Ben stared aimlessly at the Waco water tower, its silhouette rippling behind the heat waves that shimmered up from the asphalt. Then Aaron stubbed out his cigarette on the wall. "Come on, buddy. These packages aren't gonna deliver themselves." Ben nodded and stepped out toward the trucks. Sunlight hit his eyes. The lot buzzed with engines warming up, voices echoing off the concrete. Then, a sudden screech. A horn. A shout. He turned, just in time to see a truck coming too fast around the corner. Everything went white. Chapter 2, A Second Chance. Everything felt wrong. Heavy. Blurry. Muffled. Ben floated in a thick fog, conscious, but not quite awake. The light was too bright. The sounds too distant. He couldn't move. Couldn't speak. His thoughts came slow, like they were dragging their feet through wet cement. Then he heard it. "Baby?" A voice, familiar and bright. "Sweetheart? Can you hear me?" Warm hands were cradling his face. Kissing his forehead. A perfume he knew. His eyelids twitched. He blinked, Sierra gasped. Doctor, he blinked. A second voice now, older, deeper, calm. Ben, if you can hear me, try to blink again. He did. Everything came into focus in slivers, a white ceiling. A monitor beeping steadily. Sierra leaning close, her perfect curls draped over one shoulder, her face red with relief and emotion. "Oh my baby," she whispered, kissing his cheek, then his nose, then his forehead again. "You're back. You came back to me." She was smiling through tears, holding his hand like it was made of spun glass. "You gave us all quite a scare," said the doctor gently, leaning closer. "But you're stable now. You're at Tilcrest. You were in an accident at work, a delivery truck struck you. You hit your head hard and injured your spine." Ben blinked, trying to process. "We had to induce a coma," the doctor continued. "You've been unconscious for just under 2 weeks. But you're awake now." Sierra let out a quiet sob and pressed her lips to his temple again. "Now," the doctor said more carefully, "you may notice you can't move much. Or at all. That's expected. You suffered a spinal injury, and there's swelling. You also may have trouble forming words, or even full thoughts. For now, think of yourself like a baby starting over. But it's not hopeless." Ben stared up at him, dazed. "With time, therapy, and support, you may regain some function. We just can't say yet how much." Sierra stroked his arm gently. "I'll be with you every step of the way, baby. You don't have to do anything except heal. You've also lost control of your bodily functions," the doctor added matter-of-factly. "You're incontinent for now, and may be for the foreseeable future. But with rehab, there's always a chance." Ben's eyes fluttered. Sierra leaned closer. "It's okay, honey. Don't even worry about that. I'll take care of you." She kissed his knuckles. "We're going to keep you here for another week," the doctor continued. "Just to monitor how your body responds now that you're awake. Then you'll be discharged into home care." Ben didn't move. Even the thought of forming a sentence felt like trying to lift a truck with his mind. The doctor started to turn, then paused. "Oh, and one more thing." Ben's gaze drifted lazily toward him. "My wife loves your channel and wanted me to let you know that she's been praying for both of you." Ben's brow creased just slightly. Sierra beamed. "Oh my gosh, that's so sweet of her. Having almost 1 million people praying for Benny has been such a blessing." Ben blinked. 1 million people? What were they talking about? Chapter 3, Ask Benny Anything. As soon as the door closed, Sierra sat up straight, smoothing her skirt and tucking her hair behind her ear. "Now," she said sweetly, reaching for her phone, "we don't want to keep our fans waiting, do we?" She unlocked the screen and tapped the streaming app. Her face was already glowing. "Let's say hi to everybody, baby." Sierra tapped the screen and went live. "Hi, everyone." She beamed, voice lifting into bright influencer polish. "It's Sierra and Benny, and we have amazing news, he's awake." She gave the camera a gleeful little shoulder shimmy. "The doctor says we'll be going home in about a week. Everything's coming together, we just got the bed and ramp installed back at home." She leaned in, rubbing noses with Ben for the camera. He didn't move, but his eyes flicked once toward the lens. "And guess what?" she said. "We're at 924,000 followers. We're getting so close to 1 million. Benny and I feel so loved." The chat exploded with hearts, comments, encouragement. Sierra gave Ben's hand a gentle squeeze, then turned back to the screen. "Okay," she said, adjusting the phone angle slightly. "Let's do some questions. Ask Benny anything." A question popped up. At Texas Sunset 1000 asks, "How happy are you to have such a wonderful wife?" Sierra looked at Ben with a sweet, knowing smile. "He thinks he's the luckiest boy alive," she said, turning back to the camera. Right, baby. She kissed his cheek. At Gentle Hands 316 asks, what are you most excited about when you get home? Another smile at Ben. He just can't wait to be safe in his bed so he can get all the things he deserves. Ben blinked twice. Okay, ooh, at Little Star Bird asks, are you embarrassed that Sierra changes your diapers? Sierra giggled softly, then gave Ben another glance and nodded knowingly. Well, she said sweetly. Maybe a little, but he'll get used to it. The questions kept coming. Some light. Some intimate. Some silly. Each time, Sierra looked at Ben as if they shared a brain. Then she turned back to the camera and answered with a calm, smiling certainty. It went on like that for a while. Then Sierra peeked under the blanket. Oh, she said playfully. Looks like baby Benny needs a fresh diaper. She smiled back at the camera one last time. Thanks for spending time with us today. We love you so much. Say bye-bye, baby. She lifted his arm and gave a soft wave with it. Bye, everyone. Love from Sierra and Benny. The stream ended. Chapter 4, Naughty. Ben lay still, processing how public his situation was. He couldn't move. Couldn't speak. Could barely keep his eyes open. But he could listen. Sierra leaned toward him, brushing a hand gently across his brow. You're famous, she whispered. My sweet baby boy in his diapers. Everyone loves you. Her voice was warm. Soft. Practiced. As she spoke, she gently lifted the blanket off of him, folding it back with care and smoothing it out to the side like she was preparing for a picnic. Her movements were slow and cheerful, like she'd done it 100 times before. I missed you, she said. It's been so hard. But I was here. Every day. Talking to you. Cleaning you. Changing you. You probably don't even remember half of it. Ben blinked once. Sierra hummed softly to herself as she undid the tapes of his diaper, one side, then the other. The soft tearing sounds echoed gently in the quiet room. She folded the front down neatly and tucked it between his legs. You don't have to worry about a thing anymore, she murmured. The lawyer says we're going to be set for life financially. And you? She smiled. You're never going to have to work another day in your life. You get to stay at home with me. She rested her hand gently on his thigh for a moment, her other hand already reaching for the wipes. You just focus on healing. That's all you need to do. Mama's got the rest. Ben's breath was shallow. His fingers twitched faintly. She slid a fresh wipe from the package and began cleaning him gently, thoroughly, almost serenely. Her tone didn't change. Her care didn't falter. Sierra pulled back and looked at him with a tender smile. You know, she said, casual, sweet, after the accident, I had to get into your laptop. Just to check your email, keep people in the loop. So many folks were reaching out, and I didn't want to leave anyone hanging. She dropped the used wipe in a lined bin beside the bed, then slid the wet diaper out from under him with practiced ease. And it's the funniest thing. I saw a few searches in your browser history. She unfolded a fresh diaper and lifted his hips slightly with one hand, sliding the clean one underneath him. Divorce lawyers, she said. Isn't that silly? Ben blinked again, faster this time. She added a little powder with a flick of her wrist, then brought the front of the diaper up and over him. But that couldn't have been you, she continued, her voice light as sugar. You would never do something so naughty. Someone must have hacked into your computer. She looked at him now, really looked. Her smile never wavered. No, you'd never do that to me. Because you know how we are meant to be together forever. I mean, who else is going to change your poopy diapers? Ben's throat clenched, but no sound came out. Honestly? She said, leaning in closer. As strange as it sounds. I think this accident was a blessing. For both of us. For our relationship. With a smile, She smoothed the fresh diaper snugly around his waist and sealed the last tape with a firm press. Then she patted the front of it gently, just 2 soft, assuring pats. You needed focus. You needed to slow down. And now you're going to get exactly what you need. Me. Right here. Every step of the way. Baby. Thanks so much for watching today. We hope you enjoyed this week's story and found it relatable, enjoyable, or just a little comforting. Remember, we post new videos every week, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. If you found this helpful or know someone who might, don't forget to like the video and share it with your community. Your support means everything and helps us keep creating content just for you. And if you'd like to see sequels, vote on upcoming stories, or even get a custom tale made just for you, check out our Patreon. Every bit of support keeps the magic alive. Until next time, take care and stay true to yourself.